Take me to the channel for the PCP. Listen to some voicemails for the Minecraft stream. I really want to have Radcon funded by you. We can be procrastinators. Hello. Welcome to a real bonus episode. Not our fucking table scraps. Not our fucking usual bullshit. Oh, behind the scenes. No, it's real. Not the usual slop we offer you and that you hungrily wolf down. It was your idea for this bonus episode. You want to explain it?
Yeah, this is the funnest fact challenge contest.
Yeah.
We got Wikipedia here, and we're gonna try and find the funnest fact to tell each other.
We're gonna find fun facts. We're gonna find fun facts, and whoever finds the funnest fact is the winner of the fun fact challenge. And I guess that's it. That's all there really is to it.
Yeah, I was thinking about something today. I was wondering if that could be a fun fact if I find that out. So I'm gonna find it out right now.
Oh,
see, it's gonna come right out the gate with a potentially very fun fact.
Well, I don't have any plan, so I'm just gonna go to my default position whenever I'm trying to think of anything fun. I'm gonna type World War II. And then we're just gonna see where that leads us.
That's not very fun, Ben.
Nazi Germany. Yes, gonna follow that. What's the word for when you go to Wikipedia and you just like click links and it's like just go from one
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or something like that?
No, I mean, yeah, but like
I know the thing.
Is it
everything's
called
connected to everything else?
Well, the activity of like going to a Wikipedia page and like finding a link and clicking it, and then looking at that page and finding a link and clicking. Is it just called going down a Wikipedia rabbit hole? I feel like there's a more specific phrase.
I guess so. I mean, I like doing that, especially for history. Or like if I'm trying to figure out what the hell a country is about.
I can't think of it. Okay,
like,
this one. Let's
picking up a random country and being like, oh, what's the capital? Oh, what's the history? Ooh, what's the lore? What's the lore of this video game?
Okay, we got racism, Nazi eugenics, anti-Semitism, concentration camps. Okay, let's go outside the usual. Let me click on the Saarland voted by plebiscite to rejoin Germany. I don't know what the Saarland is, so. Oh, okay, it's a part. Okay, it's just a region in Germany. It's not that interesting.
Right. My first thought is I was wondering about arcades and where they originated. So I'm going to find out, what was the first arcade? Why was it there? How was it there? You know, these
I would
sorts
imagine.
of facts.
Let me speculate on that. I bet the first arcade, I mean, obviously it would have existed before like video games. I feel like maybe the first arcade was maybe just like a public plaza that people would just hang out in or something. I feel like they might have. I mean, the word is probably like Greek or Roman in origin. There was probably something that they called an arcade in one of those places, and it was just like a gathering place or something. That's my guess.
Oh, here's the thing. Makes sense to me now that I think about it. Game of skill amusements had been a staple of fairs. So, like fun fairs, you go to a fair setup, there's like people selling
carnival
stuff, and then you got like
the
carnival, like the fortune teller thing, where you put in a coin and it says something.
Of course.
Creating penny arcades. What's a penny arcade?
Oh, it's a webcomic, stupid.
I know that, but what is it actually? Let's find out.
Okay.
Let's find out what a real penny arcade is.
The Kingdom of the Franks. Let's go to... Ooh, I have a choice. Do I click on West Francia or East Francia? This is stupid. This isn't getting me anywhere.
A penny arcade could be any type of venue for coin-operated devices. Usually for entertainment.
Let's try Hereditary Monarchy. Okay, this is sure to bring the laughs.
The term came to use in 1905, 1910. That's an old time ago. Oh, isn't that fun?
But was it... Okay, but is it based on, like, an older word from another language?
Yeah, I'm going to try and figure out. Etymology is my favorite fun fact cow.
Primogeniture. Is the right by law or custom of the firstborn legitimate child to inherit the parent's estate. Okay, sure.
Bagatelles, a game with elements of billiards. The hell?
Bagatelles?
Bagatelles.
That sounds familiar.
From Chateau de Bagatelle is a billiards derived indoor table game. The object of which is to get a number of balls past wooden pins. So it's like sideways pachinko. Actually,
do you play it with like a cue, with like a pool cue stick?
Where is it? I think it's you just throw the ball. You like toss the ball up the table. Oh no, it's billiards, so you use a billiard cue.
Okay. Is it on the floor? Played on the floor?
No, it's on a table. Oh look, a little game of bagatelle between Old Abe Lincoln, the rail splitter, and Little Mac, the gunboat general.
Show me this.
Here's a fun...
Little Mac, the gunboat general?
I don't know.
What? Wait, Old Abe Lincoln, Little Mac, the gunboat general, and Old Abe, the rail splitter. What the fuck?
Maybe it's not Abe Lincoln.
What are they talking
about?
It looks like Abe Lincoln.
Oh, he's got a Baltimore. This is a version of... It's a political cartoon using the old game of Bagatelle.
It's got to be pronounced Bagatelle, right? Or is it Bagatelle?
I mean, it's French, so... But, like, sometimes...
Oh, I don't know, then.
Sometimes things are pronounced with the E at the end.
Oh, there's a cat called Miss... Is it Miscegenation? Yeah, Miscegenation. That's the name of the cat.
Oh, this is great. The Union Board. What are these guys saying? What is this about?
Should we switch to the other server so like the fucking Eleazar can have these pictures to put on the... Does Eleazar put pictures on the screen? I feel like a visual aid would be... Eleazar, put these on the screen. So let's go to the other guest server. All right, post this fucking thing.
Here, we can't stand this. Old Abe's getting all the pots on the board. This game will have to be played over again, or there'll be a fight. That's certain.
This is just like fucking Ben Garrison.
It is.
This is just. Fucking. This just replace Biden. Just replace Lincoln with Biden, and this is and then make fucking. God, I don't know. Well, I guess Lincoln would be Trump because Lincoln seems to be winning. So, and Biden would be that little short guy on the Chicago platform. He's so good. What does miscegenation have to do with this?
Well, look, the miscegenation has cattle tied to its tail, and there's a dog or a big rat chasing a small
together?
rat that's labeled food. A very small rat labeled food.
It's called food! This rat is a metaphor for food.
And then a slightly bigger rat called Old Lee?
Old Lee? I don't know.
Alright, I gotta find out what Old Lee means. I don't know what that
means.
Old Lee.
There is nothing the matter with the queue or the platform. You had the first red and didn't make anything. Now he'll win the game. Oh, I get it. Oh, it's a metaphor. Oh, the bagatelle board is the union. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I understand.
Okay, Googling Old Lee has not given me anything. There's an old River Lee in London.
Well, I mean, the other rat is just called food.
It's like, so the miscegenation is chasing a dog that is named nothing in particular, but a rat called Food. which is being chased by the nothing in particular dog.
Is Miscegenation the cat and the unnamed dog, are their tails tied together by the kettle?
It looks as though that's true. What does it mean?
I cannot derive any meaning at all from this.
Very off the time.
At the time, the fucking well, I guess it would have been the Republicans were the pro Lincoln Party. So the old Republicans would have read this and soy faced so hard they've been like, true. Oh fuck! I'm been completely distracted by this. All right, I gotta get back.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun fact.
That
you have to try real hard.
A cartoon is not a fact. That doesn't count.
Yeah, but it's funny.
It was fun, but it's not a fact, so it only gets half credit.
The Bagatelle. I guess that's not really part of it. It's mostly just political commentary.
Oh, okay. I clicked on something totally random called The Mikado or The Town of Titipu, which is a comic opera from 1885. Oh, it's set in Japan. An exotic okay, so this is going to be some Yellowface shit, I think. That's pretty funny.
What?
The main here. Okay, I'm getting some amusement. All right, so here's the play is called The Mikado, and here is some white guy, Durward Lely, as the protagonist, Lanky Poo, who is in love with Yum Yum. Huh. I don't know. I'm getting a kick out of this.
Lanky Poo and Yum Yum.
Lanky Poo is in love with Yum Yum.
Well, why don't they fuck?
But Yum Yum is engaged to Coco, and also she is Coco's ward. Oh, that's some Judge Turpin shit right there. That's not.
What's with the names? Is this like a Punch and Judy show?
No, I think this. Wait, Punch and Judy. What's that?
Oh, Punch and Judy is it's like an old-fashioned British like puppet show that they showed at like the beach. This is just a thing I know. It's not even a Wikipedia.
I think these are just names that would have read as like Japanese people's names to the British people of 1885.
You know, I've never realized it, but Punch and Judy is about a guy called Mr. Punch and his wife Judy, and you'll never guess what happens.
Does he punch her?
I think he punches her.
No, Mr. Punch, don't fucking
Let's
do that.
find out. Let's find out. Punch and Judy. What's the story? The characters in a Punch and Judy show are not fixed. They are similar to a cast of a soap opera or a folk tale, such as Robin Hood. Okay, so he doesn't always punch her, but I'm sure he has sometimes. Man, these are so weird, but I know them from like just passively understanding culture, just seeing them on TV and in real life occasionally. It's like, oh yeah, the classic Punch and Judy faces. They look like the Joker.
So apparently, this play that is set in Japan is meant to be a like a satire. It's supposed to be like a satire on the British government. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, setting the opera in Japan, an exotic location far away from Britain, allowed Gilbert to satirize British politics and institutions more freely by disguising them as Japanese. Huh.
Oh, what the hell? All right, this is a thing I found. The Lord of Misrule. In England, the Lord of Misrule, known in Scotland as the Abbot of Unreason, and in France as the Prince des Soirs. Prince des Sots was an officer appointed...
I've heard of the Abbot of Unreason before. That sounds familiar.
As an officer appointed by Lot during Christmastide to preside over the Feast of Fools. What is all this?
Is this Hollow Knight?
I don't know.
Wait, I've heard of this. I think I might have heard of this from Max
Right.
Miller.
Well, what is Christmas? Christmastide is the season of liturgical year in most Christian churches. Liturgical? I haven't found the fun part yet. I'm still trying to wrap my head around all this. The Feast of Fools is interesting.
Yeah, I went to the Feast of Fools page. Ecclesiastical ritual would be parodied. They would appoint a false bishop, false archbishop, or false pope. The central idea appears to have been a brief social revolution in which power, dignity, and impunity is briefly conferred on the... Oh, this is like Saturnalia. Saturnalia has the same thing of like the slaves become the masters for like a week or whatever.
So the Lord of Misrule page has history, ancient Rome. So on January 1st, AD 400, the Bishop Asterius of Amasea in Pontus preached a sermon against the feasts of Calends, this foolish and harmful delight, that described the role of the mock king in late antiquity. The New Year's feast included children arriving at each doorstep, exchanging their gifts for reward. It contrasted with the Christian celebration held not by chance on the adjoining day. So it was like a fuck you.
So they just did like a parody. It was like a parody holiday. It was like parody Christmas.
Lol.
Why don't we do that anymore?
Is that Saturnalia or is that something else?
Well, no, Saturnalia was a Roman holiday, but it had the similar thing where like slaves would like masters would like dress as slaves and slaves would dress as masters, and they would be like slaves were like allowed to like they were basically literally slaves had like a permission to roast their masters if they wanted to. That's probably within limits, but you know.
Yeah. No, but what if we just fucking killed them? Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, you can't do that,
dude. This is the best Saturnalia prank of all. Yeah, like rich people would like put on like conical paper hats, which I guess is like a slave thing, but they would just fucking that's Saturnalia, and probably they would get drunk and have orgies. I mean, one assumes.
Lord of Misrule comes from a similar custom practiced during the Roman celebration of Saturnalia. Yeah. The Lord of Misrule is a cool name.
It's so cool. What was the other one? The Abbot of Unreason?
The Abbot of Unreason.
Holy fuck. That's so fucking metal.
Dude, that's the sequel to The Lord of Ghosts. The Lord of Misrule. The Abbot of Ghosts. It could all be tied in.
Okay, so in the same genre. Okay, so I'm looking into this style of theater. The Mikado is a part of a genre called Savoy opera, which is a style of comic opera developed in Victorian England. It seemed to be very specific to a place and time. What is its? It doesn't like tell me like what are its defining traits. Called works of this kind comic operas to distinguish their content and style from that of the often risque continental European operettas that they wish to displace. I think Savoy opera is like, it's like comic opera, but like trying to make, like maybe, I think comic opera was like a lowbrow thing, and they were like, no, we can make it real art. Like, we can make, like, a highbrow version of it. Like, this is, like, social commentary and stuff. It's not all about, like, you know, farts and people getting cuckolded and stuff, you know.
I think I've run into a rut. I need to go back. I need to go back to where I was trying to figure out the beginning of the arcade. Although it does seem to be pretty obvious, like, oh, they had fun fairs, and then it was like, what if we have a fun fair permanently, and then what if we use this new technology to put arcade cabinets in, and then that's it. And then from there, video games.
I want to know like the root of the word. I feel like convinced that the root of the word is probably like a Roman name for like a public square or something.
Yeah. Well, like arcade architecture. An arcade is a succession of contiguous arches, with each arch supported by a colonnade or columns or piers. Exterior arcades are designed to provide a sheltered walkway for pedestrians. The walkway may be lined with retail stores. So when you've got an arch, followed by another arch, followed by another arch, that's an arcade. Or an archade. I get it. Like a promenade. Like a promenade, but of arcs. The word arcade comes from the French arcade from Provençal arcada, or Italian arcata, based on the Latin arcus, bow. Yeah. Arch. What do you know?
Well, we fucking dispensed with that.
But wait, why is the arcade cabinet? They're not... Maybe it's the I want to find out where it turned into, the arcade normal word we know.
I've heard of some of these Savoy Theatre plays before. I know the Pirates of Penzance. I know what's the other one? HMS Pinafore. They're like all written by this one guy, W.S. Gilbert, and then a bunch more by Basil Hood. Let's pick one that has an interesting title. The Notch Girl. The Notch Girl, or the Raja of Chutneypore, is a comic opera in 2 acts. Is this another like exoticized East thing? Is this about like India?
I mean, Raja is Indian, so
it sounds like that. Yeah. So the Raja of Chutneypore sounds like a really it's the Emperor of Sushi Town.
Yeah.
But is it? I can't even like find an explanation of what it. Yeah, it is that. Okay. In fact, it was like because the Mikado was successful, they were like, let's do it again, but with India this time, more or less. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if this is yielding much. Yeah.
Penny arcades get the penny from the coin operation of the machine.
Yes.
But the arcade, it says, entrepreneurs began housing these coin-operated devices in the same facilities which required minimal oversight. I guess that just means there were arcades around. They didn't need to think too much about it.
Wait, so like they were just there by accident?
It's not very clear. Because I got the history of the arcade, but it's talking about the games and not why the word is used.
I'm just clicking like I went down like musical terms about opera. Now I'm at like a Renaissance composer, Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina.
Luigi is pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. That's some laughs to be had there. No doubt.
There's a link for the Great Depression. Oh, that's got to be fun.
I'm spiraling. I'm not finding anything funny at all. There's got to be some amusement to be had in. Let me find a good one here.
I think I've sort of taken all I can from this one line of arcades. I gotta go like random page. How do I do random page of Wikipedia?
A bastion or bulwark is the structure projecting outward from the curtain wall of a fortification. That's fun. That's fun, right?
That's pretty good. I wasn't listening because I don't
That's pretty
care.
good.
It sucks.
No. Okay, that's a bastion, but what about a roundel? A roundel is a strong artillery fortification with a rounded or circular plan of similar height to the adjacent defensive walls. Now we're cooking. Okay, I mean, castle architecture could be pretty, ripe for amusement.
Ah, shit, we're floundering. We're gonna go to...
I've been floundering this whole time. Well, I'm just starting to admit it. Because it's starting to get too hard to deny.
Alright, well, I gotta click on a bunch of things. Oh, what is this? The Nephilim.
Nephilim? Like the half-angels?
Are mysterious beings or people mentioned in the Hebrew Bible. They are large and strong.
Yep.
The word Nephilim is loosely translated as giants. That's pretty cool. Not fun, though.
It's giants, but they're I think it says that they occur when, like, I think it says, like, angels laid with men. So they're like half angel, half men, but they're just giants for some reason. But then that's like a thing with, those were the days when men were huge. Humanity's in a fallen state. That was the age of heroes when people were 15 feet tall. We've lost our glory or whatever.
Whoa, the Dead Sea Scrolls, also known as the Qumran Cave Scrolls, are ancient Jewish and Hebrew religious manuscripts that were found in Qumran caves in the Judean desert. Dude, the Dead Sea Scrolls, that's pretty fucking epic.
Oh my god. No, I think I've got it. I think I've found where I'm gonna find where the fun is at. Ferrous metallurgy. All right. We're gonna dive deep into the history of ferrous metallurgy. Ooh, new methods of producing Wootz steel by carburizing bars of iron in the cementation process. Let's find out what carburization is. Heat treatment in which iron or steel absorbs carbon. Oh, I know what this is. Oh yeah, it's when you put fucking carbon.
Ooh, what could this be? Oh, it's just normal.
Oh, it's just when you put carbon in the thing. Okay. Yeah, I should have known. I should have known.
Oh, okay. This is a cool sentence. Founded in Judean near on the northern shore of the Dead Sea in the West Bank, the last scrolls discovered were found in the Cave of Horror in Israel.
The Cave of a Horror?
The Cave of Horror.
Wait, is that the English word Horror?
Yes. Cave of Horror is the nickname given to what archaeologists have categorized as Nahal Havir Cave in the Judean desert in Israel, where the remains of Jewish refugees from Bar Kokhba revolt were found. So that's something. What is this cave though? I guess it's horrible because of all the dead people inside.
I mean, I know about the Qumran caves from Game Grumps.
Primary source.
I mean, is that? Do you not know about it from Game Grumps? It's the famous bit where Danny was like, told when he was a little boy, they went to like Israel and they visited the Qumran caves, and Danny told his dad, "I made those." I dug the Qumran cave, and then people went and they edited the Wikipedia page about it to say, yeah, Danny Sexbang actually made the Qumran caves. Yeah.
Let's see if I can. It's probably changed by
I'm sure it is. I think the page had to be locked for a while because people were just like, yeah, Danny Sexbang made him. He said so.
Yeah, this is like cool, but it's not fun. 2,000-year-old remains of a child, 6,000-year-old remains of a child, probably a girl aged between 6 and 12.
Nice.
Were found in March 2021, so very recently, under 2 flat stones in a shallow pit grave with the help of a CT scan.
Now that's fun.
Yeah, it's like, wow, so cool.
The Bessemer process was the first inexpensive industrial process for the mass production of steel from molten pig iron before the development of the open hearth furnace.
Well, what's pig iron?
Pig iron, it's just like it's crude...
just iron with epic bacon inside?
Yeah, it's because the process of making steel involves like you have to do a bunch of things to iron to make it into steel. Pig iron is like a thing that you get like halfway through the process. Yeah, it's an intermediate product of the iron industry in the production of steel, which is obtained by smelting iron ore in a blast furnace. I think you smelt the iron ore into pig iron, and then you carburize it to add carbon, and I think that's what makes it into steel. Because pig iron, I guess, is very hard but very brittle, and carbon reduces its brittleness, so it gives it like the optimal like strength and like durability and non brittleness to make steel. I think that's how it works. I mean, I played Dwarf Fortress, so I know all about steel making.
I played Minecraft, so
yeah, they don't have steel. You have to carburize shit in Minecraft.
Oh, well, I played RuneScape.
Oh, okay. You
have to put coal with iron to make steel.
Yeah. In Dwarf Fortress, I think, you have to smelt iron with like fuel to make pig iron, and then you have to smelt pig iron with fluxstone to make steel. I think that's how it works. So Oh. Double hammer. A double hammer is a forging implement used in metallurgy. It operates on puddle balls and blooms by hitting both sides at the same time. Well, that explains it. Let's find out what a puddle ball. Puddling is a step in the manufacture of high-grade iron. It was invented in Great Britain. Molted pig iron is stirred in a reverberatory furnace. I can't follow this. I don't understand.
Yeah, the hard part is being able to skim and find the funnest part of the fact.
Damn, I didn't realize that most facts just aren't that fun. Sad but true. Oh, okay. The puddling process, the iron melts completely and the carbon starts to burn off. When wet puddling, the formation of carbon dioxide due to reaction to the iron will cause bubbles to form that cause the mass to appear to boil. This process causes the slag to puff up on top, giving the rabbler a visual indicator. Rabbler. I'm a professional rabbler. Yeah, I make steel. Slag is the glass-like byproduct left over after desired metal has been separated from its raw ore.
Oh, I know slag. I've watched like people like melt down copper tubes to make copper bars.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Slag.
I know slags. I hang out in the red light district. I visit the seedy underbelly. Right? Isn't that word for prostitute?
Yeah. It is sort of like a
woman of ill repute.
Yeah, but it's sort of like it's a very disparaging word, and it's the type of person who would use it is a very Londoner type.
Right.
You need to say it with slag.
Oh, slag off, mate.
Yeah,
when you're so British, you can't understand. Oh, yeah,
yeah, that's where the slag is from. People like that.
Right, because it's like runoff or whatever. So it's someone you don't like. Some low part of society is you're the runoff of society. You're the waste product. Sure. Oh, the slag can be used to create fibers used as an insulation material called slag wool.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Oh, you can make mineral wool and insulate your house with it. Oh, there's all kinds of great waste products. Clinker, dross, fly ash, mill scale, pozzolan. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Let's learn about dross.
I'm trying to find a new angle from something. I'm on Mozambique at the moment. I'm just looking at like what's going on in Mozambique. There's the Mozambique Civil War.
Okay.
There's a lot of death.
Let me read this bit just because it's phrased very weirdly. Okay, on the page for dross, which is similar to slag, it's like the impure material that's ejected when you smelt a metal from its ore. Etymology and uses, you can use it colloquially to refer to other things. A poorly written or plagiarized journalism, a dross article, utter, complete, terrible dross. A stronger term than filler. Or undesirable, unprofitable work, as in, let's home in on the lion's share and outsource the dross. Synonyms: corvée, hiding to nothing, and drudgery, which are growing archaisms in business. Noun: as strong a term as dog's body work. What the fuck?
Dog's body work?
I don't understand any of these words. Dog's body work.
As in a word referring to what?
To work you have to do. Okay, a dog's body is like a manual menial laborer, like a servant. So dog's body work is like thankless work that you don't want to do. From dog's body, British Navy slang, originally derogatory reference to unappetizing peas pudding, compare dog's breakfast, as if it were made of mashed dog meat. In 20th century applied to low-rank sailors, thence menial servants in wider usage. Holy fuck, alright, we got a rabbit hole. Peas pudding and dog's breakfast. Okay, peas pudding is peas porridge, a savory pudding dish made of boiled legumes, typically split yellow peas. Okay, so it's like pea soup. Okay, it's like pea soup porridge, basically. All right, so it's a low grade cheap meal. Dog's breakfast, an unappealing mixture, a disorderly situation, a mess. Synonyms: pig's breakfast, hodgepodge, pig's ear, dog's dinner. There was the PCP episode where I was trying to think. I think I was trying to describe. Was it like a Yig video or something? I was trying to describe something that was like disordered.
You were trying to describe the Pro Crastinators podcast.
Was I?
I think so.
Oh, right. In that it was like not structured. It was it was not structured and like kind of disorderly. And I couldn't think of the word. And people in the comments said hodgepodge, and I was like, yes. But actually, no. Clearly the word I was looking for was dog's breakfast. The PCP is just a total dog's breakfast, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, what do we got here? What do we got here? Check this out. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. Eleazar, put this on screen.
Oh. What are we looking at?
We got peas, pudding, and a faggot.
I ain't seeing it.
It's in the general chat.
Oh, I put it in mine in links.
Oh, whoops.
Peas pudding and a faggot.
Peas pudding and a faggot! Can you believe that I write this shit?
What the hell is peas pudding?
That's what I just said. It's the stuff that's like boiled legumes.
Oh.
It's just a porridge made of boiled down like beans and peas and stuff.
Gross. Probably alright, but gross.
It could probably be alright. Okay. The other lead from Dog's Bot, or the other lead from Dross was corvée, a form of unpaid forced labor which is intermittent in nature and which lasts limited periods of time, typically only a certain number of days' work each year. Forced labor? Like slavery?
In popular culture, a discussion on peas pudding features in the very first episode of BBC TV show EastEnders. How interesting. No. Why would they put that there? A conversation.
EastEnders is like a really old show. Or like it's been running for like a long, long time, right?
It has. I know a person who writes a few episodes. I know another person who's a family member who's like been manager or like showrunner for like a little while. Not showrunner, but there's just some sort of higher up in like in writing some of the episodes or something.
Well, that's interesting.
That's kind of interesting.
That is kind of interesting. That's a fun fact.
It's pretty fun. But I don't like the show. It sucks.
I mean, I only hear people say that it sucks.
The reason it's been going on for so long, and it is so, prevalent in the British culture, is that it appeals to, like, it's like a scripted reality TV show before reality TV was a thing. It's just terrible, horrible, stupid people doing terrible, horrible, stupid things to each other, and everyone watches and is like, oh, I wouldn't do that. And that's why, like, the entire country loves it, except for people who have brains.
That's very funny. Okay, so it's lowest common denominator. It's one might call it dross, for instance.
Dross, yeah.
It's called cultural dross. Yeah, sure.
It's not like the worst thing ever, but I can't get into it. It's one of those things like people watched it as a family, if you're the kind of family that watches it, and you just grow up with it, and then you remember things and you get nostalgic for it, and characters come and go. And it's a big old thing, but like if you're not into it, then you'll never get into it.
Okay, it's been on the air since 1985. That's not as long as I thought.
No, there's another one called Coronation Street, which I think is the oldest one.
I've heard of that.
Coronation Street.
I think that's like, isn't that like the oldest, like the longest running show like ever?
It has been shown on ITV since the 9th of December 1960.
Wow. Fucking
Number of
hell.
episodes, 10,425 episodes.
Can't be fucking serious.
How many decades? I mean, it would make sense if it's like one a week? 10,000? That's unbelievable.
I mean, how many years is 10,000 weeks? Wait, 50 weeks in a year, so 100 in 2 years, so 1,020 years. Wait, if it would take 200 years to air 10,000 episodes.
All right, let me have a look then.
If it was once a week.
What is the...
Is there an episode like every day?
No. Now, let me think.
How could there be?
First episode was aired in 1960 at 7 p.m. It was not initially a critical success. There was like no television shows. How could it have not been a success?
Yeah, the bar was so low.
Where's the... Oh, originally broadcast twice weekly. The series began airing 6 times a week in September 2017.
6 times a week? Oh my god!
How could you keep up with I guess really old people.
They must. I mean, how do
that's a staple show.
How do you get actors? I mean, the actors must be filming it constantly, and they must just never do retakes or reshoots. They must just be like one shot, like one take. We got it. Okay, we can't fucking try it again. Like,
it's a very low production heavy show, as far as I understand. I've never even watched one episode, but I think it's mostly people up north. Lots of old couples in their living rooms with cups of tea, talking about stuff. And was like, I saw him at post office, and he was. It's like Postman Pat, but like real people.
I didn't know. Well, I learned from a Jose video that they made a British remake of Married with Children.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Well, it's an American show. It was on Fox. It was kind of like it was sort of like a raunchy. I mean, for its like 7:30 p.m. time slot or whatever. It was like a sort of raunchy like family sitcom. It had Al Bundy and Peg Bundy. Do you know who those are? Do those ring a bell? The Bundys.
I know Ted Bundy.
No. Al Bundy was like the guy. He would just sit on the couch with his hand down his pants. He was a shoe salesman.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess you're not familiar. But they made a fucking British remake of it. Jose showed like one clip of it in his Married with Children retrospective, and it's very funny. Just sitting around like this family just sitting on a couch, just like slinging insults at each other about like, "Oi, Dad, oi, when your pension runs out, no, don't come live with me." Like, oh, ungrateful bastards.
3 women remained with the show for at least 20 years and became archetypes for British soap opera.
Based. Iconic.
Imagine being on Coronation Street your entire life and dying. live on an episode, and they film it and then put
my
it out.
last wish is I want my death to be. I want you to have me die on air. I want my character to die the moment that I do. I want you to film it. I want your genuine reactions.
When Arthur Leslie died suddenly in 1970, his character, Rover's landlord, Jack Walker, died with him. Not on the episode.
I was gonna say, live. Didn't they used to do that in like fuck, what was the theater that fucking Shakespeare plays were at? Was it like the Bell Theater?
I know what you're talking about. It's the hang on. I think it's the Dome, but it's probably not called that.
No. Is it the Dome?
The Globe. Shakespeare's Globe.
The Globe Theater.
I've been there.
Theater.
It's nice.
When they used to do plays, maybe it was an older period than like Shakespeare, but didn't they would put on a play, maybe I'm thinking of Greek theater, but like when they had to do an execution in the play, sometimes they would get like a convict who was sentenced to death, and they would like, and they would just hang him. They would, they put the bag over his head so you couldn't tell he wasn't the actor, and they would just hang him in the theater.
That's so strange. I need to know if it's true.
I think it might be an ancient Greek thing, but I feel like it might have been like an Elizabethan thing.
How do I Google real death? Roman killing theater. The Romans, as is well known, had a particular genius for killing, and for all their precious disgust at human sacrifice, gladiatorial displays, occasional acts of genocide, and public executions were all to the good. The most unusual aspect of Roman public executioners was the willingness to turn them into a game. That's not about theater though. Where's theater?
I found like a PDF book, but I don't want to read a whole book. I just need like a fucking Cliff Notes.
It was a game in the sense that you, the criminal, were killed in a theatrically entertaining way where you were expected to play a role. These theatrical acts traditionally took place in the amphitheater at midday between the morning and afternoon's fighting.
So we're talking about like Colosseum executions, right?
No, but specifically as like a halftime show, they would have a criminal like read lines and do a play and where he dies at the end. So I think that's what you're talking about. It's maybe a Roman thing.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
A criminal was made to dress like Orpheus and play the lyre to wild animals. He was torn apart.
Cool.
Oh, wow. A Daedalus, a person dressed as a character Daedalus, was dropped among bears. Presumably he was flown into the area on a wire, and then the wings broke, quote-unquote. Lest this seem incredible, there is a record of Daedalus, also a criminal, falling next to Nero in the amphitheater and splattering the emperor with blood a generation before.
Imagine if we did that to Biden.
What, dangle a criminal in front of him?
Just execute a criminal by just dropping him from a wire and just splatter him with his innards.
A criminal named Mencius was burnt alive in imitation of Hercules. See image above.
God.
Meniscus was likely dressed and perhaps made to act as Hercules. Okay, so this is just sort of like, here's what we know. Here's an example of this.
Wait, are you reading a Wikipedia article?
No, I'm reading a strangehistory.net. I guess when I googled it. Not everything is on Wikipedia. Sometimes you got to go to the source.
I guess there's no rule in the fun fact challenge against going elsewhere from Wikipedia.
Well, the thing with Wikipedia is that it's a good culmination of links to actual documents. It's a good place to find everything, and then you can go out and actually explore. But if you just want a bit of a cliff note, you can get it.
I'm on Wikipedia, just on the article for capital punishment. It says, in ancient Rome, the application of the death penalty against Roman citizens was unusual and considered exceptional. Okay. But that's for Roman citizens, which is like, they were very exclusive about who counts as a citizen. So these were probably done against, like, barbarians. It was quite different for foreigners who were considered inferior to Roman citizenship, and especially for slaves who were considered as movable property. Sure. Well, it doesn't say anything about this, the theater of it. Okay, I found a PDF of a document called Public Execution and Justice off the Elizabethan Stage, Shakespeare's first tetralogy. I don't think this is about an actual execution. I think this is about the portrayal of execution in play. Yeah, this is about how it's portrayed in universe. Yeah, I think I was off base. I don't think they did it in Shakespeare's time.
It feels a little fucked. I mean, it's not like bad things didn't happen in that time period, in that place, but like...
Yeah.
I think that at that point they might be sending them to Australia already.
I mean, they definitely did do public executions at the time.
Sure. I wouldn't put it past them to have killed a few people on stage for real. Seems pretty based.
They were, I'm reading a thing that's just about executions in the Elizabethan era. It's listing like what methods were used. You know, it's the usual: beheading, hanging, drawing and quartering, burning at the stake. You know, pedestrian. Okay. No, it's not. Nothing interesting is turning up there.
I'm on the 100 Years' War, which is a Middle Ages combat between England and France.
Yeah, I know of it. I don't know anything about it.
Well, it's the war where Joan of Arc turned the tide for the French.
Oh.
At some point.
Was it in like the 1700s or was it before that? That's just a guess.
This is 100 Years' War from 1337 to 1453.
Oh, that's older than I thought.
So
yeah, that's even longer than the Afghanistan War.
The war grew into a broader power struggle involving factions from across Western Europe, fueled by emerging nationalism on both sides. One of the most notable conflicts in the Middle Ages for 116 years, interrupted by several truces. 5 generations of kings. Yeah, but where's the funny stuff? Where's the, like, ha-ha moment of the 100 Years' War? There must have been one. Ugh. At least.
Oh, this page on the capital punishment says, see also shame culture. In cultural anthropology...
Culture?
No, guilt... Okay, the link to shame culture redirects to guilt, shame, fear spectrum of cultures. In cultural anthropology, the distinction between a guilt society, shame society... a guilt society or guilt culture, shame society or shame culture, and honor shame culture, and a fear culture or culture of fear has been used to categorize different cultures. What the fuck?
Does it have like a ContraPoints video underneath?
I don't know. Okay, and we have a list of guilt societies, and then
where are you finding these wacko pages?
Well, the link was on the capital punishment Wikipedia article, and the C also included a link to shame culture.
I should go to C also more often.
And this was the terminology was okay. Here's The classification has been especially applied to so-called Apollonian societies, sorting them according to the emotions they use to control individuals, especially children, and maintaining social order. Okay, in a guilt society, control is maintained by creating and continually reinforcing the feeling of guilt and the expectation of punishment now or in the afterlife for certain condemned behaviors. The guilt worldview focuses on law and punishment. A person of this type of culture may ask, is my behavior fair or unfair? This type of culture also emphasizes individual conscience. In a shame society, the means of control is the inculcation of shame and the complementary threat of ostracism. The shame-honor worldview seeks an honor balance and can lead to revenge dynamics. A person in this type of culture may ask, shall I look ashamed if I do X? Or how will people look at me if I do Y? Shame cultures are typically based on the concept of pride and honor, and appearances are what count. In a fear society, control is kept by the fear of retribution. The fear worldview focuses on physical dominance. A person of this culture may ask, will someone hurt me if I do this? Okay.
I think... So what was the first one? I
Guilt.
know the
Guilt.
So, shame and honor and fear, I feel like, are quite analogous to current day, a little bit. What's the fear one? Not the fear one, the guilt one.
Guilt one is basically like... Okay, I feel like there's overlap between guilt and fear, because guilt includes a feeling of guilt and the expectation of punishment now or in the afterlife. If your guilt gives you an expectation of punishment now, that's basically the same as fear of retribution, right?
I guess the distinction might be guilt as in like karma and or God. So like a sort of ethereal bad punishment rather than somebody chopping your head off.
Somebody's gonna come and fuck. Yeah, I mean, fear society is like, if I fucking fuck with this shit, someone's gonna come and shoot me. Someone's gonna fucking kick my ass if I do this. Yeah, okay. So I mean, it seems like guilt society is like Christian, like, oh, that's a sin, that's bad. That you're a bad person if you do that. Shame is like it's not about it's not about whether like you are a bad person. It's about like what
will people think?
People will
get canceled.
Yeah, my honor will be damaged. Like my reputation will suffer. People will think less of me, and that will have
I'll get less Twitter likes.
I mean, I feel like in theory, the guilt society is like more deontologically moral, because it's not about like what does anyone else think. It's about like, am I a good person? Like, is what I am doing right? But I think that like in practice, shame is the only one that really makes sense. Shame makes the most sense because like that's like the actual consequences of anything is like people like you more or don't like you more, right? Like at the end of the day, if you like feel you're a bad person, like that doesn't matter to anyone other than you, right? It's about like what do other people think of what you did? I don't know. Shame makes the most sense. It says it can lead to revenge dynamics. Citation needed. So, I mean, it doesn't really. I guess that's just taken for granted. Okay, well now I understand, and I feel like that pretty much explains everything.
Alright, I'm gonna go into like why North Korea and South Korea are there. Why? What happened there? Because I don't know.
I probably should know. It was well, there was a little thing called the Korean War.
History of North Korea. History of North Korea began at the end of World War II. The surrender of Japan led to the division of Korea at the 38th parallel, with the Soviet Union occupying the North and the United States occupying the South. I think I know that already.
Oh, I found it. Okay, I found something interesting. This is like a word for like the concept of honor, but it's like an old Germanic version. It's not like an Asian thing, but it's spelled like this. What the fuck is that?
Neep?
Nib. Okay, I'm guessing not. I'm guessing that I with an I over it is a long I, like an I sound, and then I'm assuming that the B and P is like a, what would you call it? Like a labial plosive that can be either that is like half voiced.
You're completely talking out of your ass. It could be like a k sound. It could
be. But I think the fact that B and P are both labial plosives, and the difference between them is just that a B is a voiced version of a P, makes me think that this symbol that is a combination of a B and a P is probably just a generic labial plosive that is like somewhere in between the two. That's my guess.
Neep.
Neep. Something like that. I don't know. Historic Germanic society. Neep. I hope I'm saying the I right. Was a term for social stigma implying the loss of honor and the status of a villain. A person affected with the stigma is a what? Hold on. We got I love fucking weird letters that I don't understand. A person afflicted with neep is a niding? I don't know what that fucking... Funny enough, I was filling out envelopes for the Road to Radcon books. I was gonna send those out, and at least one person had this fucking wacky D-looking letter in like their street name or something, and I was like, oh fuck yeah. I don't know what that is, but it's awesome.
Google that letter, see where it's from.
How? I don't have it on my keyboard. Gib. There's no letter for it.
Ben, you highlight it, you copy-paste.
Yeah, I know. Okay, here it is. A voiced dental fricative. So... it's... You put the tongue on the teeth. Yeah, it's basically a the. It's a hard the sound, like in father.
Neathy.
Okay.
Neathy?
Okay. Well, that's... Why not... Okay, I get it. It's just it's a more specific way to just write TH. Okay. That honestly, I was wondering about that, and that might be the funnest fact I've learned today.
That is pretty good.
That's exceptionally fun, in my opinion. Let me try the other the neeb. Let's find out if I was right. Okay, thorn letter is a letter in the Old English, Gothic, Old Norse, Old Swedish, and Icelandic. Okay, so it's not a letter; it's a rune. Basically, it's not an English letter. It was later replaced with a digraph th, except in Iceland where it survives. It is pronounced as either a voiceless dental fricative, which is denoted with a theta, or its counterpart, which is the wiggly D. Okay, so this letter is either th or the. So
okay,
I
I have a bit of info. So about Korea. So Korea was a nominal protectorate of Japan leading up to and including World War II, where afterwards Japanese they lost. And then Russia and the US, like, ripped it apart for, and that became part of the Cold War a little.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah,
get 'em.
The reason they're a nominal protectorate of Japan, which means, like, they're annexed, kind of, they're, like, under Japanese rule, but they have autonomy to do what they like. But their emperor was removed, which I guess is, like, a big, like, dishonor, like, haha, get fucked. No emperor.
Oh, wait, in Japan, you mean? No, in Korea.
The Korean Emperor Gojong was removed.
By Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason is the Russo-Japanese War that ended in 1905. Let's have a look at that.
Have you seen Sean's video about the dropping of the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
I have now, yes. That is a big one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
By the time it got to the end, I feel like I still don't have enough information, strangely enough.
Well, I definitely knew more afterwards than I knew before.
Well, of course, but like it makes me feel like that video, to be super thorough, should have been like 5-6 hours longer.
Yeah, sure.
When you first see it, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe how much information is in this, and it's not even that much.
Yeah,
it takes a while to speak it all.
Sure, I mean, fucking how many books have been written on the subject? And yeah, it's gonna be a pretty cursory whatever. Wait, so to put the pronunciation to rest, yes, the way to say these words, these old Germanic honor concepts, is if you have the stigma of knife, you are a knithing. If you are stigmatized with knife, you are a knithing or villain. So that's cool. I'll probably use that somehow. A related term is ergi, carrying the connotation of unmanliness. Ergi and arger and rager can be regarded as swear words. Oh, these are like old German like dirty words that your mom would get mad at you if you called someone them. And she'd say, "Don't say that. Wash your mouth out. Wash your mouth out with we haven't invented soap yet, so wash your mouth out with pure lye from the garden."
Here's a fun fact that my dad said at the dinner table. He said people used to clean their teeth before, like toothbrushes. They used to clean their teeth by getting soot and scrubbing that all over their teeth to get the grit, and then they would splash water out, spit it out.
There was a I was watching a tasting history with Max Miller the other day, and I think it was like Nostradamus wrote a book in which he had a bunch of like medicine, because he was a doctor at some point. He wrote a bunch of like weird medicine shit, and one of his like cures was to get your teeth white. And basically the way he advised to get your teeth white is to fucking combine a bunch of like basically like rocks and like crushed pearls and stuff, like hard like rocks and like broken glass and shit, and like scrub your teeth with it until your gums recede, and then when your gums grow back, your teeth will be white because you've like fucking scuffed the enamel off them so hard that like they're probably all like, yeah, they're white, but they're like rough, like sandstone.
Gross.
Ugh. Gross. Yeah.
So the Russo-Japanese War was fought between the Empire of Japan and the Russian Empire over rival imperial ambitions in Manchuria and Korea during just 1904 and 1905. So it really wasn't a war so much. It was just like a little scuffle. Russia sought warm water port on the Pacific Ocean, both for its navy and maritime trade, and Japan said no. And they had a little nothing. Nothing really happened.
Base. Oh, I missed it. I almost got the fly.
Oh wait, they did fight a bit. They did have a few battles, so it's not like nobody died.
Wait a minute.
So they're really just like, they're trying to take over the world, but they just happen to be next to each other, so they fight each other first. I guess I remember that from the entire history of Japan by Bill Wirtz.
Latin. Okay, I found another version of I with an accent mark over it. I'm trying to find out exactly how this is pronounced that's different from the long I. It's an acute I? Oh, fuck, I knew what this means. An acute is a diacritic used in many modern... Oh my god. There's an entire fucking Wikipedia article on what the like right pointing accent mark means. So I'm just, fuck it. Never mind. I give up. I'm reading more about knife, and it's awesome. Okay, alright. Let me tell you about knife. So knife is a social stigma applying the loss of honor. And other words include ergi, arger, and rager, and they basically all mean coward, but they're like such a severe form of coward that old Scandinavian laws demanded retribution for this accusation if it turns out to be unjustified. Like, it's illegal to call someone an arger unless they really are one. So I guess you go to court and you're like, Your Honor, he is a fucking bitch, and I can prove it.
You get receipts.
Oh, this reminds me a
That's
bit.
habitually behavior. That's argerly behavior.
Yeah, it's like, I have receipts, Your Honor. I've been saving my texts for years, and the judge is like, yeah, saving receipts, you're a real fucking bitch. You're the actual bitch. Take him away, but you're the actual arger around here. Hold on, I gotta find something real quick. Okay, so I visited Crack. I visited Crack's house the other day, and Crack gave me a framed piece of, I think it's like a piece of a brown paper bag with a drawing on it, and it is like a. You know what? I'll take a picture. I'm gonna post a picture of what this is, because it's hard.
Bag.
It's hard to explain. It'll be easier if I just show you, and I'm sorry it might take me a second because my camera is a piece of shit.
Okay, I think I found a really cool fact for after this.
Okay.
I'm gonna blow your mind with this one.
No, you know what? Go ahead and blow my mind. This is gonna take me a sec.
Okay, so you know about the moai statues.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one that looks like Homer Simpson?
No.
Alright, here is a Homer Simpson moai statue. Now, this guy, apparently, they've deduced that the eye sockets on some of these statues were meant to hold eyes that looked like this, made out of coral, with either black obsidian or red scotia pupils. So they made a replica eyes and put them in, and it looks like a fucking Homer Simpson face.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. I can see it.
So now I'm thinking about all those moai statues with the fucking the Simpson eyes. I'm smiling.
Wait. So, were all moai statues supposed to hold eyes?
Okay, it says in 1979...
Hold on, I'm looking up what a regular one...
Team Rocket discovered that the hemispherical or deep elliptical eye sockets were designed to hold coral eyes with either black obsidian. The discovery was made by collecting and reassembling broken fragments of white coral that were found at various sites. Subsequently, previously uncategorized finds in the Easter Island Museum were re-examined and recategorized as eye fragments. It is thought that the moai, the moai with carved eye sockets were probably allocated to the Ahu and ceremonial sites, suggesting that a selective Rapa Nui hierarchy was attributed to the moai design until its demise with the advent of the religion revolving around the Tangata Manu. I don't know what all those things mean.
never fucking... Spare me the Bionicle lore. Spare me the Bionicle lecture.
No! Bionicle stole all that shit.
The moai... What was the name of the people that built the moai statues? Were they the moai people? The Matanui just ripped off Bionicle, is what I'm saying.
No, I know the Matanui from Bionicle. I actually don't know what they are in this Polynesian...
I mean, I don't think the real people were called the same thing as the Bionicle people.
They were called Bionicles. That also is a
the Bionicle people built the moai. It's very... No, I don't think
these
that's true.
moai are funny. I like them. Whoa, the Birdman cult. What's this?
Oh, like that movie?
Originally, Easter Islanders had a paramount chief or single leader, citation needed, okay, maybe not. Through the years, the power levels veered from the sole chiefs to warrior class known as the Matatoa. The something or other, can't pronounce it, Therianthropy figure of a half-bird, half-man was the symbol of the Mataotoa. Sorry for my racism.
Matwa. Sure.
The distinct character connected to the sacred site of Orongo. Bird cult, though. During the height of the Birdman cult, there is evidence which suggests that the construction of the moai stopped.
Oh.
So it's the moai versus the bird cult. Birdman.
So it was like they were like, hey, you know, maybe this moai shit is kind of cringe. Actually, maybe this hot new thing, this Birdman, is actually where it's at.
All these like really skilled craftsmen living on this one island, they just keep building things. And it's like, I'm bored of this.
Well, what else are you gonna do?
What are we gonna do? Build birds? Yes, let's do that instead. And they did that instead.
It was like it was like everyone like looks back on like, man, remember that period of like 25 years or so where we're all just really into Birdman? Like, that was weird. Good times though. Good times.
Hang on.
Like there's one generation of these people who just like the generation before them like thinks they were weird kids who were into some weird kid Birdman shit, and then like the generation younger than them is like, man, the people like 15 years older than us, like they're all into some weird Birdman shit. Like, I don't know, it's stupid.
Orongo, the site of the cult's festivities, was a dangerous landscape which consisted of a narrow ridge between a 1,000-foot drop into the ocean on one side and a deep crater on the other. Considered the sacred spot of Orongo, Matanaru was the location where Birdman priests prayed and chanted for a successful egg hunt.
Whoa! Like Easter.
The purpose of the Birdman contest was to obtain the first egg of the season from the offshore islet Moto Nui.
The first egg of the season.
The fucking 1,000-foot drop, extremely dangerous egg hunt with the fucking Birdman priests.
Dude.
Okay.
Yes.
Contestants descended the sheer cliffs of Orongo and swam to Motunui, where they awaited the coming of the birds. Having procured an egg, the contestant swam back and presented it to his sponsor, who was then declared Birdman for that year, an important status position.
Wait, the sponsor was declared Birdman?
I guess so. I guess it would be like higher ranking people like, you will be my egg guy. Go and make me the Birdman.
You're like their champion. They like hire you, or like you work for them, or whatever. And they're like,
I will make sure you will be the Birdman for this year.
It's like, son, if you make me the Birdman this year, you can fuck my daughter. Like, oh, okay. Guess I'll make you the Birdman. Yeah, I'm pretty good at finding eggs.
Fucking, it's a 1,000-foot sheer drop.
Did they have to climb down like this sheer drop, and then swim through the water? They descended
the sheer cliffs, swam to the island where they awaited the birds, and then get the first egg.
Okay, this is probably a stupid question, but you would die if you jumped off of a 1,000-foot drop into water, right? Like, would that impact kill you?
I think if there's enough water...
could you just dive it? Like, could you just dive it?
I think if there's enough water underneath, you might be able to, but you're more likely just gonna, like, fall unconscious with the impact. Even if you dive good.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, you probably couldn't just jump it. I mean, it would be pretty... If you could just jump off the cliff and swim to the bird island or whatever, it would be pretty, like, fitting, like, it's Birdman ceremony. Everyone fucking jump off this, fly like the Birdman. Maybe, like, everyone, like, puts on, like, a little... Bird comes in a little costume, they make themselves a little, like, wing costume or something to take off and jump. I don't know, it could be cool.
This is a Birdman Chozo fucking carving. They made a bunch of these.
Chozo?
So they didn't... Well, it looks like a Chozo
Metroid?
from Metroid,
yeah.
So they didn't make, like, statues of Birdman, but they did make carvings of the birds. The fucking Birdman priests and the egg hunt.
Like, hang on. No more moais. We're about Birdman now. So good. Okay, but
okay,
so
your
this thing that Crack gave me is, I guess he went to a like an art show, but like for like, I think it was like an insider artist show of like people with like mental problems. I don't really remember exactly what the story was, but it was some kind of like thing where like they had art from like patients of like a mental hospital or something like that. I don't even remember. It's probably not even that extreme, but whatever. Anyway, he got this there and he gave it to me, and as you can see, it's this weird like fucking sort of edgy, like, cartoon wolf thing. Marion is the biggest cheap-ass I and everybody in Crooked Valley know. He refused to give me a damn penny to help me and Ron get our asses out of jail and get us out of debt. Bill McDonnell. So, I feel like there's a lot going on here. And I have a lot of questions. I can only assume
what is
that
up with the scary slashed mouth thing?
It's so like Sonichu. Wait, okay. Well, the slash on his chest, I think, is just like fur, but his mouth is on his
chin.
Yeah, no.
I thought that was his whole mouth. Okay,
it took me a second to get it, but no, his mouth is on his snout. It's like a gray half circle with the two fangs inside.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah. It's a little hard to parse, but yeah.
And the curve is his arm by side.
I assume that this is Bill McDonnell's like Sona, right? Because it seems like he's talking about a real thing that happened in the voice of this beast.
This edgy, cool cat.
Well, yeah, something like that. So, I don't know. Apparently, Crack tried to find out more about Bill McDonnell and did not turn up anything, which is sad because I feel like this suggests to me that there is a whole Bill McDonnell verse out there, even if it's just like in one guy's like room in like one notebook that he just doodles in. But this suggests to me the existence of more.
I mean, maybe he's still in jail because he didn't fucking marry him. Biggest cheap ass ever.
Too cheap ass.
Didn't help.
He must have. I assume that he got out of jail if he made this. But what if someone goes and visit him in jail, and he's like, "Here, give this to that art show.
Get it framed."
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just. Who knows? Something's going on here. Anyway, I just wanted to show that off. I don't know when I'll also get another chance. But, okay. I have to... I didn't finish about the thing about Nithe. Nithe is great. Alright. So it's a word that means... All the other words, they all mean coward, and it's... You get sued if you call someone it. The Icelandic Grey Goose Laws, I'll have to fucking open a tab on that, referred to three words that were regarded as equal to arger by themselves. These were rarger, strodin, and sordin, all three meaning the passive role of a man in sexual activities, being womanly, and being subservient. Another semantic belonging to arger, rogger, and ergi was, from the Grey Goose, quote, being a sorcerer's friend. So, when they call you an ergi, an arger, or a rogger, or a strodin, or a sordin, or they say that you have nithe and are a nithing, they are saying that you are you're a bottom. You're a bottom, and also you love witchcraft. Examples from old Scandinavian laws. The Gulathing law, referred to as being a male bottom, being a thrall or slave, being a scythe-mother, wizard. That's a great word. Check out scythe-mother. Scythe-mother. The Bergen Island law, referred to being a scythe-mother, being a sorcerer and or desiring same-sex activities this one word, being a sorcerer and or desiring same-sex activities as a passive male, parentheses, kala ragan. The Frost-tothing law.
So many words for this one concept.
There's so many words to call you a gay bottom. To desiring male same-sex activities as a bottom. Thus, it is apparent that Iger of a Nithinger was strongly connoted not only with sorcery, unmanliness, weakness, and effeminacy, but also especially with lecherousness or sexual perversion in the view of old Scandinavian people during the early and high Middle Ages. Ergi of females was considered as excessive lecherousness bordering on raging madness. Ergi of males as perversity, effeminacy, and the passive role within same-sex intercourse between men, while an active role of a man who had been included into same-sex intercourse was not to be tinged with ergi, rager, arger, or nithe. So, you can be gay, but you better be a top. If you're a gay bottom, you're a fucking sorcerer and a coward.
Gives you magic.
If you're giving, at least you're not. If you're a gay but you're giving on the giving end, you're not a fucking neither. You know what I'm saying? I may be a fucking sorcerer's friend, but at least I'm not a damn dirty neither. Or nithing, sorry. Oh, I love this. This is just like society. This is just like society today.
Ah, yeah.
If old Germans were on Twitter, they'd be calling me a nithing all the time. Oh my god. There's more, but I think that's the gist of it. Oh man. Okay. I would say these are some pretty. We've had a slow start, but I think I've found some pretty fun facts.
Yeah.
Today.
I think we both had a pretty good fun fact success rate at this point.
I would say so. What are we going for? We're an hour and a half. Okay.
I'm trying to think where to go from here. I found Aquitanian people. But it's just a place, though. It's not like a funny liquid fish people. It's just a place called Aquitanie in France.
Oh.
In Gaulish... Gaul?
I'm going to...
I know the Gauls from Asterix and Obelix.
Wait a minute. There's a little more. There's a section on scolding and nithstang with further information and a link to an article on something called the nithing pole. The nithing pole, sometimes normalized as nithstang or nidstang, was a pole used for cursing an enemy in Germanic pagan tradition. Oh my god. Hold on. Just take a look at this. You just put a horse's head on a stick and you wave it around to curse people. Yeah, with a recently cut horse head on the end. Okay, so I don't think this is related to the insult much. So
it is pretty funny though.
Yeah. Okay, so nithings have to be scolded, i.e., they have to be shouted in their faces what they were in most derogatory terms, as scolding, Anglo-Saxon skald, Norse skald, Icelandic skalda, etc., it was supposed to break the concealing Seither spell, and would thus force the fiend to give away its true nature. The actual meaning of the adjective arger or rager was the nature or appearance of effeminacy, especially by obscene acts. Arger was the worst, most derogatory swear word of all known in the Norse language. According to Icelandic law, the accused was expected to kill the accuser at once. If the accuser did not retort by violent attack, either right on the spot or by demanding holmgang, and holmgang is, basically a duel. Basically a duel to the death or something.
So if you take that, then
yeah,
you are. It's true.
If someone says you've got knife on you, you're an arger. You are literally supposed to kill them immediately, and if you don't, it's like proof that they're right. Either right on the spot or by demanding holmgang, yielding either the challenging accuser to take his words back. Okay, if they apologize, you don't have to kill them, but if they won't take it back, you literally have to kill them. He was hence proven to be a weak and cowardly nithinger by not retorting accordingly. Besides, I can't believe this. Literally, what you are supposed to do, if you think someone is a gay bottom sorcerer's friend, you are supposed to go up to them and shout it in their face as loud as you can, and then they are supposed to kill you. That's what's correct in society. But besides,
I think that's so weird. Yeah. I guess it's like to prevent people from, like, if somebody gets called a gay bottom wizard and they are not, and they get annoyed about it, it's like, all right, if you call me that one more time, you have to kill me.
If you call me a gay wizard one more time, I swear to fucking God.
If you call me a gay, because I'm not a gay wizard, but if you call me a gay wizard any longer, I am allowed and expected to be able to kill you on the spot, and that's how it is. So that's the deterrent. You can't just throw it out there willy-nilly. It has to be a serious thing. You have to do it properly. Stop calling me a gay wizard.
Besides by words, scolding could also be performed by pejorative visual portrayals, especially by so-called knife-stangs or kniving poles. These were usually single poles with a carved man's head on which a horse or a horse's head was impaled. In 2 attested instances, 2 knife-stangs were arranged so as to suggest homosexual intercourse. Ah, classic. Okay, so you don't actually have to shout it at them. You can just put a horse's head on a pole and go and show it to them and wave it at them. And in that case, like, they understand. They understand what you're trying to say. You don't actually have to say it. Okay. So the say there prominently used prominently by knivings was linguistically closely linked to botany and poisoning. Kniving poisoning ties in with a legal Germanic differentiation of murder and killing. Criminal murder differed from legitimate killing as by being performed in secret, insidiously, away from the eyes of the community that had not been involved in the matter. Okay, alright. So it's like, yeah, sorcerers poison people. Sorcerers, they do herb stuff, and we don't like that. It was believed that the reason for a kniving to resort to insidious say-there witchery in order to cause harm instead of simply attacking people by decent belligerent violence to achieve the same end. If you're an upstanding person, you go in full light of day, you fucking run at someone and just attack them in broad daylight and murder them, and everyone can see what you did, and you go, yeah, right, I'm right, aren't I? And everyone goes, yeah, he's right, and then it's fine. It's only if you kill someone in secret. That's holy fuck.
You got a lot of mileage out of that one.
I'm loving this. I'm annoyed.
Kniving. I can't find anything quite as funny, and the Birdman cult there's not a lot of info. Shit. I can't find anything good.
There's poems. There's poems about knivings. I mean, I'm guessing that, like, you know. I'm guessing that it's just a thing where it's like, okay, if we need to execute someone, we do it, and then if anyone asks why, we go, oh, they were kniving. Oh, they were sorcerer's friend. Like, oh, well, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You know, that's what this really is.
The reason they could have stuff like that is because people didn't really want to kill each other all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like not like everyone would be killing each other and there would be nobody to tend to the crops or whatever.
This is because this exists because, like, some people, you know, they want like, you know, there's some people they don't like. They want like a societal loophole for, like, how we can kill certain people that we don't like, and this is like, well, you know. This is a thing that you definitely shouldn't be. So, you know. I mean, I'm sure in the course of daily life you weren't going around, you know. You know that, like, to call someone this thing is to demand that they, like, fucking duel you to the death. So, this is a thing that, like, you don't just go around casually doing. This is like a post hoc reason for stuff. This is a justification. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, nitty gritty to this, but I think I've touched on. Wait a minute. Down here in the sea also, there is some weird shit. Hostis humani generis is a legal term of art that originates in admiralty law. I don't know what that has to do with it. That there's something called a shame stroke. Oh! A shame stroke, Old Norse klamog, is the act of cutting off or stabbing a man's buttocks. The injury symbolically represents the anal rape of a man. As such, the injury is designated not only to be debilitating, but also sexually humiliating through the symbolic feminization of the victim, usually a vanquished enemy, by turning him into an ergi. There it is. You cut his buttocks off.
Wait, that's not the horse thing, but something else.
This is something you would do to someone
after you kill them.
I think after you as you're killing them. Okay, I don't understand this part. The injury was considered a mortal wound. As such, was ranked with brain injury, a marrow injury, and other fatal wounds. What? So was it mortal or not?
Maybe like I
would assume that you would.
Word.
I would assume that you would generally die
Metaphorical.
if someone cut your buttocks off.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to sit down ever again.
I feel like you wouldn't be able to. I feel like blood loss would probably finish you, and I mean, even if you didn't, you would be. I mean, you probably couldn't like move your legs, right? Probably couldn't walk if someone did that. Symbolic loss of... Okay, it's a symbolic loss of power, but, like, I feel like the term is Nordic in origin and equated with castration as unmanning the victim, and classed with wounds that cause major penetration of the body, strongly suggesting the term refers to rape or forced anal sex. It was considered a legal term, and the shame entailed associated with the shame of Rager. The unmanning also came with an insulting cognomen, indicating status degradation, and once the name stuck, ensured the name would never be forgotten. Alright, ergi has its own... I think ergi is basically just like the Norse version of Neith. It's just like kind of the same thing, but like one's German and one's Norse. What a treat. I used to be really into like Norse mythology. I think many people were at one point. This is all this fucking sorcery shit. Oh, the Grey Goose Laws. Okay, the Grey Goose Laws are a collection of laws from the Icelandic Commonwealth period. Oh, it's just like a set of laws from like Norway. It's just okay. It's just a code of laws. Never mind. I thought it might be something like a jute law. You ever heard of that?
Jute law?
I think I'm saying it right. It's like jute law. And it's not really a law. It's just like
heard of that.
The social convention among like Scandinavians that like you should be like really humble and never brag about anything, and like if you talk yourself up, it's like a big faux pas or something. And I thought it might be something like that, but no, it's just like, yep, this is what we called our fucking the Bill of Rights or whatever. So never mind. Man, oh man, what do you think? Have we had enough fun?
I wanted to get like one more funny thing, but I can't. I actually can't find anything.
Where are you looking at?
I was just trying to like random search Wikipedia because I was going like see also, and it was like it wasn't really finding anything interesting.
I'm lucky. I just got lucky because my eye was drawn to that word because it had the weird letter in it, and I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" And it just happened to be a funny, something funny and cool, you know,
something
a homophobic slur that would result in hate crimes, you know, something cool.
I found the Barris dance.
Explain.
It's what is it? Is a family of traditional war dances in Bali, Indonesia. It's not. It's kind of. It just sort of is a cool dress. I don't know whether it's funny yet.
It's not the dress. It's the stance. The stance is funny. It looks like Nicolas Cage. That one Nicolas Cage face. I think in the vampire movie, and he's like,
There are two main types of Barris dance, which can be found throughout the island of Bali. The non-ritual dance is performed by a solo male dancer and is often the first dance that a budding dancer learns, so it's a practice. However, there are over 30 different types of ritual Barris dancers, each of which is performed by a group of people, still imitating the movements of a warrior. Oh, so it's like, look at how cool we are when we killed. Let's dance about it. That's
okay,
a classic thing.
So by a war dance, it's like a dance about war. It's not a dance that you would like perform in a war.
No, this is this sort of a
celebration of war through dance.
Yes.
Based. Hmm. The Grey Goose laws were modified into the Yarn Seetha or the Ironside laws, which are the same, basically. Yarn Seetha formally put all legislative powers in the hands of the king, abolished the Gothar, and reformed the Althingi. Progressive. Okay, the Althingi was the national parliament of Iceland, founded in 930. Did they even have parliaments in the year 930?
I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, the music of Bali is an Indonesian. Bali, however, has its own techniques and styles, including kekak, a form of singing that imitates the sound of monkeys.
All according to Keikaku.
Yeah, so they're doing monkey sounds. In addition, the island is home to several unique kinds of gamelan, including the gamelan jegog, the gamelan gongedi, the gamelan gambang, the gamelan
Did you say the gamelan gangbang?
Gam bang.
Oh.
The gambang. The gamelan semar pelunggingang.
You're just making these up now.
I'm not. It's a lot of gamelan.
Gang. Yo, where my Sengunging gang at?
Oh no, it's Peguling gang.
Peguling gang rise up.
And the gamelan selunding.
Well, you know, a bunch of ergi like to get together and they peg each other, so they're like a peguling gang, kind of, because they're always peguling each other. Or getting pegulinged by their Sithmarthers.
Oh, I'm pooguling.
Sithmothers or something. By their Sithmothers. Yeah, I think that's the wizard word.
The cremation music Angklung, and the processional music Bebongangan.
Oh my god.
Benonangang. Modern styles include gamelan gong kebyar.
That suffix gang must mean dance or something.
Yeah, I want to find... What's the gamelan gongedi? Wait, I've seen these before.
Oh, like the wand of gamelan?
With the wand of Gamelon from Zelda.
The wand of I don't even remember how to...
So the gamelan gongedi, meaning gamelan with large gongs. What is a gamelan then?
Wait, they just used the English word gong?
I think they invented the word gong. Probably. Or like that's just the same word.
Huh. Yeah, okay. Okay, I could believe it's a loan word, sure.
So gamelan is the traditional ensemble music of the Javanese, Sudanese, and the Balinese peoples of Indonesia, made up predominantly of percussive instruments. So there's a lot of different ways to make a drum sound with different gongs, and they're all called gamelan, jegong, gongedi, gambang, selunding, semar pinguiling.
Stop!
Gang.
No more fucking syllables!
And the bebongan. Look, stop. I just like it.
This sounds really fun to say.
They are.
When the words kind of sound like a bell clanging, like bling bling ging glang clong cling. I don't know.
I'm sure that's why they're called that.
You think so?
Well, I mean, what else is language if not to describe stuff?
I don't know. I don't know. Could just be that. What was it? Bali? Is it? I don't know what language.
Balinese.
Could it just be that Balinese just has a lot of, like, makes a lot of use of the cognate, like, ang, just ends in ang a lot?
Alright, here's a thought. Maybe their language is like that because their music was a lot of bing bong bang bangs.
I doubt it, because I feel like the way that we say, like, our onomatopoeia for, like, the sound of a bell, like clang or dong or whatever, that's probably like an English thing. I bet other cultures, like, don't even, like, spell it like that or say it like that.
Oh, there are two sizes of bamboo
because
flutes.
It's not like it literally sounds like clang or bang or ding dong or whatever. That's just like an English onomatopoeia.
A rhubarb, a two-stringed spike fiddle.
Two-stringed spike fiddle. This is like...
Whoa, this is a... This is a cool one. It's got
What the
2
fuck?
arms that have a string on them.
Oh. Okay.
A
So
rebab
it's just 2 strings? That's not
is the
many
name of
strings.
several related bows, but sometimes plucked string instruments that independently spread their influence via Islamic trading routes over much of North Africa and stuff. One of the earliest known bowed instruments, named no later than the 8th century.
This looks like
is the parent of many bowed and stringed instruments. There are chiefly 3 main types. Long-necked bowed variety that has a spike at the bottom to rest on the ground, and this is called a spike fiddle. A short-necked, double-chested or boat-shaped variant, plucked versions like the Kali Rhubarb, sometimes referred to as a Rhubarb or Rhubarb, also exist. Besides the spike fiddle variant, there also exists a variant with a pear-shaped body quite similar to the Byzantine lyra and the Cretan lyra.
Oh, from My Little Pony.
Yes!
Yeah!
Rebab. I like Rebab, that's a cool name.
I prefer Rhubarb myself.
We can't play Rhubarb, can ya?
You got me there.
Time to Google Rhubarb and see if you can play it.
No, let's find some fun Rhubarb facts. Alright, Wikipedia, what do you got? Rhubarb is the fleshy edible stalks or petioles of species and hybrids of rheum in the family Polygonaceae. Polygonaceae. I think that's how you say that.
Oh, okay, cultivars. The following cultivars have gained the Royal Horticultural Society's Award of Garden Merit. The Grandad's Favorite. The Reed's Early Superb. Stein's Champagne.
Are you looking on Wikipedia?
Yeah, on Rhubarb. Timperley Early. That's a cultivar.
Is that like Granddad's Favorite?
What is the Granddad's Favorite?
I guess it's just a kind of... It's probably like, there's different kinds of apples. Like, there's probably just different kinds of rhubarb.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Granddad's Favorite. That's such a... I mean, yeah, because who else eats rhubarb? Nobody. Nobody
appreciates rhubarb.
Do you?
Yeah, I like a rhubarb crumble. I've had before.
Lot of people have just never even had it in anything.
It sounds like it might be a vegetable. I think that's why people aren't sure.
Well, it is.
It's really sweet.
Well, it's not. It's not sweet. You sweeten it. It by itself is sour, but it's kind of like a lemon. You sweeten it and it becomes.
Yeah. In the same way that like an apple can be sour, but still has, if you put in a crumble, it's nice.
Have you ever eaten raw rhubarb?
I have not eaten raw rhubarb. No.
If you ever have the chance, I mean, you can do it. It's not like horrible, but it's not sweet at all. It's just
rhubarb.
Raw rhubarb is just completely like, it's like celery, but it's like very acidic and tart. It's just sour.
Like tart.
Basically. It's fine. It's not. You won't like throw up if you do it, but it's not great. It's a bit like just eating a raw lemon, but like not that bad.
Alright, I went to the source for Granddad's Favorite.
I love that.
Granddad's Favorite produces first early growth plants of vigorous and high yielding with thick, fairly sweet stems and good color. Saved to My Plants. What website is this?
Saved? Is this like a My Plants, like a My Anime list for plants?
It kind of seems like it. There's information, growing conditions, chalk, loam, sand, pH. Aspect, west facing or south facing. What the hell difference does it make? What on earth?
Aspect? Is this Homestuck? There's west facing and south facing rhubarb. Why?
Look at this. I'm gonna
show me.
Cap the info underneath the Granddad's Favorite. There's a whole website of plants with this sort of information.
What? Oh, okay. West facing or south facing?
Like the sun comes up and like gets it on the west side of a thing?
I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess it means like the leaves
Hardiness
face.
H5. Hardiness ratings.
Oh. This is your D&D stat sheet for rhubarb. You take this and you compete against the other plants in the kingdom.
Hardy in most places throughout the UK, even in severe winters. -15 to -10, I guess, Celsius. H1A, under glass all year, needs to be above 15C.
We would grow. I think we grew some rhubarb in my garden, my mom's garden in our backyard when I was a kid, and so I had the chance to, she would pick it and she would let me, I had the opportunity to just bite into a stalk of it, and it's just like, ooh, sour.
Ben, what do you think your hardiness rating is?
I think I am pretty hardy. I think I have a pretty modest strength stat and a pretty poor dexterity. But I think that my hardiness is fairly high. I don't get sick very often. I have I'm pretty good on endurance, not cardiovascular endurance, but like resistance to disease.
Let's say
I would give myself at least an H6. I'm a little
H6.
stronger than rhubarb. I'm a little hardier than rhubarb.
Okay, so hardy in all of the UK and Northern Europe.
But I'm not as hardy as like a dandelion. Not even close.
-20 to -15 Celsius. How much is that in Fahrenheit?
I mean, that's probably like 10 or 15 degrees Fahrenheit. It's below freezing.
Yeah. Much below freezing, actually.
Yeah.
You think you could deal with that?
Think I could deal with temperatures below freezing? Sure. Yeah, just plant me in the ground and let me just cuddle for warmth and curl myself into a ball.
What's your aspect?
I could last the winter. My aspect. I'm definitely east-facing because I love Japan and I love sushi. I watched
how to grow Ben Saint.
I watched The Mikado and I was so like I totally missed the way that it lampooned like a British government, and I just thought the message was, wow, Japan is awesome. I wish I had a girl like Yum Yum to be in love with. Ever since I've been a west facing kind of aspect guy, so east facing. Excuse me. That's my answer.
All right.
Stem. I like how they have a little in the color and scent. They have a little. I like how they made little colored stem icons.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough for them to just put the color in the stem field. They had to give it a little cute little like, oh, this is what a stem looks like, and we'll make it a little green, and we'll make it a little red because it's a little red and a little green. And there you go.
The color in spring and summer, green foliage.
Yeah. There you go.
There's also a how to grow section with like pests and stuff underneath. The Royal Horticultural Society. So that's a UK thing, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to grow a plant in the UK.
Do you make I imagine that like you make a profile and then you add plants to your like my plants list, and then you're like, oh yeah, let me just scroll down, like which one of my plants am I going to review today? And then you go on YouTube and you do a review of rhubarb, and you're like, yeah, well, it's too bad about it being west-facing, because if it were east-facing, it could really capitalize on its ability to grow in both acidic or alkaline environments. But, it's got a red and a green stem and a hardiness of H5, so overall, a pretty solid choice. You're going to B+, strong B to a light A, good plants. Join me next time when I talk about snow peas. All right, see you later.
The world's busiest plant gardening nerd.
That's literally what Weird Explorer does. He just finds a weird. Have you seen him? Have I showed him that guy?
I think you've talked about. I haven't seen his stuff though.
He just finds a weird fruit, and he eats it, and he tells you what it's like. And sometimes they're really weird. Sometimes they're like the wood apple. The wood apple looks like a spherical gray rock that when you open it up is just full of dirt. And it apparently
Okay.
doesn't taste much better.
The temporarily early, despite still being rhubarb, is different in a lot of ways. The stem is entirely red. The aspect is south-facing,
What?
and it can grow in clay, as well as the other things, and chalk.
I mean,
what's up with this, huh?
the all red stock sounds good because that the rich red color I feel like would add to the aesthetics of a rhubarb dish. You get a regular rhubarb, whatever you buy in the supermarket, and it's like half red, half green. So your final mixture just kind of ends up being a sort of neutral, like brownish color. It's bullshit.
I love how much information there is on this. Like, how important is it? What color? I guess if
you're trying to grow rhubarb,
if you want to know what color it should be, then yeah.
You want to know. You want to know, like, is my soil too alkaline or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to keep track of all this shit. Ultimate height. Ultimate spread. Time to ultimate height.
Oh god, I hovered over one of the pests on the rhubarb page, the Lixus Concavus, and it is a disgusting image.
Show me, I guess?
Oh, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna
Wait, how bad is it? How bad is it?
Let me
oh god.
Spoiler it. I'll spoiler it, so you have to look at it.
Ew. Okay, well, it's all I see is a link. I don't want to click it.
Shall I just post it? I'll just post it.
Oh, ew, God. What?
It's inside a rhubarb. It looks like a weird wound, but
I thought I thought that was skin, but no, it's inside rhubarb flesh. Okay, well, looks worse than it is, I guess.
That's not very fun.
That's not fun at all.
We've strayed off the path.
You've lost fun points for that one, my friend.
Wait,
big demerit.
I'm looking at funny weevils now. A wheat weevil. Bugs. There's not much
true.
C. There's no C also. It's just like, this is a bug, and this is how scary it is. Oh god, it's true.
It ranks the plant's hardiness, and it ranks the bug's scariness. it's like in Yu-Gi-Oh! If like the bug's scariness is higher than the plant's hardiness, then it defeats the plant. Goes to the graveyard.
Now I'm curious about plants. What the fuck is a sunflower, huh?
Why? They don't even do anything. They don't even move.
The sunflower kind of does.
All you do is eat them.
They move to see the sun. Unless that's a fucking common misconception.
No, I've seen it. I've seen time-lapse photography.
How do you know they weren't like twisting the things at the stems?
They weren't puppeting. They weren't like puppeting every flower in the entire field in between shots. I mean, sure.
It's just like the moon landing, extremely difficult, but of course they would do it.
Just like crop circles, and yeah, sure. I'm looking at the nithing pole again, and down in the C also. Okay. The four C alsos on the nithing pole are 1, nithe. We've already covered that one. And then the other 3 are 1, horse sacrifice. Pretty self-explanatory. 2, hoodening. I don't know what that is. Sounds horrifying. And 4 is poles in mythology, which could be pretty good. It could mean the people of Poland, but I think it probably refers to long wooden dowels.
Wait a minute.
Ceremonial pole. Okay, this is like, they have these in like every fucking culture. There's nothing that's boring.
Okay, apparently the sunflower florets are arranged in a natural spiral having a Fibonacci sequence.
What, the sunflower, like the seeds in the sunflower?
The middle, where all the stuff is.
That makes sense. Cause like a lot of fucking shit in nature has like the Fibonacci sequence. Oh yeah, there it is. A lot of shit is that though. That's not unique to sunflowers.
Sure, but like, wow.
It looks great.
Like, why?
Damn, this is like a picture of a bird that Marianne Williamson would retweet. It's beautiful. The beauty of nature. Look how delicate. Look how delicate its legs are, crawling around your bedroom floor.
Kill it anyway.
You ever seen that? You know what that is?
Yeah, it's the American Story or something.
Yeah, the story from North America. All I'm saying is consider something beside your thirst for blood. Hoodening, also spelled hodening and oodening, is a folk custom around Kent, a county in southeastern England. The tradition entails the use of a wooden hobby horse, known as a hooden horse, that is mounted on a pole and carried by an individual hidden under a sackcloth. Originally, the tradition was restricted to the area of East Kent, although the 20th century it spread into neighboring West Kent. It represents a regional variation of a hooded animal tradition that appears in various forms throughout the British Isles. This reminds me of there's a Salmonella video that is about, I forget what country. It's some kind of like Scandinavian or Icelandic like Christmas ceremony where like there's all these there's like a whole bunch that he talks about, but there's one wherein like it's sort of like Halloween in that like a bunch of people get together and one guy holds like a horse's skull on the end of a pole, and then they put like a cloth over the pole and the guy, so it looks like a like 10-foot, like a really tall hooded guy with like a horse skull for a face. And this guy and his posse go around and they go from house to house, knocking on your door, and when he knocks on your door, he will tell you a rhyme. He will like sing a little song or make a little rhyme at you, and you have to reply to him in rhyme. And if you don't, he like comes in and eats your food. Like him and his posse just like, well, you didn't fucking, you couldn't beat me at my fucking freestyle rap contest, so I guess we're coming in and we're just, you got anything in the pantry? Was we are starving. All right. Hope you made a lot.
I'd like to imagine how that started, and like the rumor spread like, oh, dude, if that guy comes around your house, you gotta rhyme. Don't do what I did.
He comes to your house and he busts a rhyme, and you gotta bust one back, or you're out your fucking bread, your potato gruel that you boiled just yesterday. It's like, no, sorry, they earned it. You couldn't rap.
It's basically like it's like because like what's stopping them from doing it is that they just don't, like, they could do it if they wanted to. If they're a roving band, they could just thug their way in. But they give you an out, and you have to do a funny thing.
It's like a village like holiday. It's like a little custom thing that you do,
right?
So it's not like they're doing it to like, you know, it's not like a mischief like trick that they're playing. It's like a thing that everyone is like, oh, it's that time of year. We got the fucking rapping horse skull going around.
My first thought was that it was like a I don't know, like a gang warfare sort of like but like they could threaten people with violence, but they don't. They're just here to have a bit of fun and maybe get some food.
Well,
that was where my mind went.
Do you know about, there's another Salmonella video about the there's an English word, mumbo jumbo, like the origin of the word mumbo jumbo. According to Salmonella, it comes from the African Mandingo tribe, and basically it's when a woman in the tribe was, I don't know, acting any kind of way that her husband didn't like, this mystic like god from the woods or whatever in like a mask would run into town and just like beat the shit out of her and then run away. But like actually it's just like the husband or one of his friends dressed in a mask that just comes in to like beat up this woman and run away. But he's like a god of the forest. And that was what mumbo jumbo. They tell me, I don't know. I think there's other stories that are a little bit less like, oh god, why would they do that? That's maybe like the least generous interpretation.
It was the mumbo jumbo.
Yes, literally, it's like, well, I mean, the god fucking did it. Yeah, well, you know how the gods are fickle.
But you were so angry with her. You shouted at her, and then she was beaten when I came over. It's like,
I know.
No, that's what happens when they don't do what I say. Is the gods just
of the forest heard my fucking plea. They were like, yeah, he's right. She is a fucking bitch.
Strides out of the forest, one punch, decks her, leaves.
It might not be. I mean, it might not be like a fucking like bare knuckle like beating. It might have been like, you know, like wooden switches or something. You know, not like a lethal beating or anything, but like, you know, just like whip her with like bamboo canes or something. You know, just teach her a lesson.
God. Classic history.
Now that's a fun fact.
Always putting the little putting the Argus down.
I could just recite things that I learned from Sam O'Nella videos, and that would just be the entire bonus episode, because that guy is just full of fun facts. I'll leave it at that, though.
Apparently Fibonacci was not his name. It
No?
was made up by a Franco-Italian historian, Guillaume Libri, and is short for Phyllis Bonacci, son of Bonacci. So I guess he had a dad called Bonacci.
To honor his dad, I guess?
Yeah, he's Leonardo Bonacci, Leonardo of Pizza, Leonardo Biglio Pisano.
Wait, what? Leonardo Pizza Biglio?
No, Leonardo of Pisa.
Oh.
And Leonardo Bigolio Pisano. I don't know what that one means. Leonardo the Traveler from Pisa.
Cool. Pretty cool.
But then he was called Fibonacci, and after that, because he's the son of some other Bonacci. And then he made the Fibonacci sequence.
Or other. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did all that math somatics.
He sure fucking did.
And now I just want to check real quick where pizza, the word, comes from. I'm pretty sure I know, but...
It probably comes from a region?
Pizza first appeared in a Latin text from the central Italian town of Gaeta, then still a part of the Byzantine Empire.
Isn't Gaeta like a word for like a cookie or a cake or something?
Maybe?
Gaeta. Yeah, it's a Spanish word for cracker.
So in 997 AD, the text states that a tenant of a certain property is to give the bishop of Gaeta 12 pizze, 12 pizzas,
I know this.
Every Christmas day.
I learned this from Max Miller of Tasting History. He had an episode where he made like fucking Middle Ages pizza, which is basically like a cake. It's basically just like a cake with rose water sprinkled on it. So
you know what? I may have seen the same video.
I
may have seen that same video. You may have suggested it or something.
Maybe I did. I've mentioned that series once or twice.
Lombardic word pizzo or pizzo, meaning mouthful, relating to the English word bit and bite.
Really? It's called pizza because you just want to bit into it so bad.
Well, it's multiple etymology things.
Once you pop, you just can't stop. You just gotta keep stuff in your gullet.
So suggested etymologies include Byzantine Greek, pita or pizza, modern Greek pita bread, and then something pizza bread. Because pita is a flat bread and with toppings and you know, kebabs and all that. That's Greek.
Yeah.
Then there's
but pizza didn't used to be flat though. Pizza wasn't always like a flat bread thing.
Well, there's a contestion. Is that the right word? It's contested.
Yeah.
Contention.
Yeah.
Etymological Dictionary of the Italian Language explains it as coming from dialectical pinza, clamp, as in a modern Italian pince, pliers, pincers, tongs, or forceps. Their origin is from Latin pincere, to pound, stamp. What? Why has it got What does that mean?
Because you gotta pinch the pizza. Because you gotta pinch it from your local pizzeria, so they don't fucking, so they don't brand you as a fucking nithing for being a pizza stealer.
I guess they stamp the dough. You slam it with a hammer. I don't know.
I thought you said it was about pinching, like squeezing.
Well, it says explains it as coming from dialectical pinza, as in pliers and forceps. Their origin is from Latin's pincere, to pound. So yeah, from clamp. But why?
Because you press it or clamp it flat. I guess.
I gotta look at the source to get more info on what they're talking about here.
Damn. Fucking lot of fucking bullshit when you get down to like where did this word come from?
Savory dish of Italian origin consisting of a base of dough spread with selection of such ingredients such as olives, tomatoes, cheese, anchovies, etc. based in a very hot oven. 1931, that's quite modern. Name of uncertain origin. The 1907 vocabulario. I can't fucking read.
Vocabulario.
Vocabulario. Etimologico della lingua italiana.
Well, that's just vocabulary, etymological vocabulary of the Italian language. Sure, that's a very very pedestrian title for your book there. Not a lot of creativity went into that one.
Yeah, reports it from... This is just on the website. It's the same thing as in Wikipedia. Pinza clamp. But why? There's no explanation as to why it's from there. All right, I'm gonna go... Vocabulario.
I would imagine it would have to do with the method of pressing the dough flat. I mean, I can imagine using something like a big metal squeezer of some kind, perhaps.
Now I'm on Italian Wikipedia. No, I can't read this.
You never. When you end up on Italian Wikipedia, you know you fucked up.
No, I gotta know. I gotta know why they say that. It's just like, it could be this. You can infer, but like...
It could maybe just be that like the words sounded similar and someone was like, maybe they're the same. And someone was like, yeah, maybe. Oh.
Okay, Google Books, Vocabulario Italiano, Volume 1, Primary Source Edition. Preview unavailable. How do I get the book? Buy a print. There's no fucking paperback. £25. You know what? I actually don't care that much.
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna read a whole book about it.
It always comes back to I don't care that much.
Yeah, it's always the point at which that much is always like, oh, it's gonna cost me some money to find out. So
well, if it's not even in English,
yeah,
I'm not even sure if it's gonna be translated. This is a reproduction book published before 1923. This book may have occasional imperfections such as missing or blurred pages, poor pictures, errant marks, etc. We believe this work is culturally important. Despite the imperfections, have elected to bring it back into print as part of our continuing... Subjects. Italian language? It's about Italian language. Language Italian. 820 pages. Damn, I don't know Italian, so even if I did get it, I wouldn't be able to read it well enough. Part of me wants to, because I've seen, you know, that CGP Grey, he's been doing the Tiffany stuff.
I have not seen much CGP Grey lately, actually.
Well, he did this one where he was trying to find the earliest instance of the name Tiffany, and it goes back to... Well, it sort of goes back to, it's like a complicated, like, we're not entirely sure because historical records change spellings of things. But it was fun seeing, I really like when he does a deep dive on, like, trying to find the origin of something and having to like actually buy books and reading them.
Yeah.
Because Wikipedia and internet does not have all the information, and it never does.
Yeah,
for old stuff.
Yeah, when you do serious research, you gotta buy books.
And it's like this is the sort of thing that's like I kind of love that. I kind of love the adventure of, even though it's completely pointless and not important really to find where was the earliest Tiffany. The adventure of trying to find it and getting all that research done is cool. I like it.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm not going to learn Italian just so I can read this one book. It's a little much. I guess I could translate it as I go. But damn.
I was looking at like letter pronunciation, and I was looking at plosives, and now I'm looking at fricatives, and I wasn't sure exactly what it's basically what I thought. A fricative is produced by putting parts of your mouth together and forcing air through a narrow channel. So, between the lower lip against the upper teeth is F. And in the case of the German X, the final consonant of Bach is between the back of the tongue against the soft palate. And then, this is the weird one. The side of the tongue against the molars. In the case of the Welsh, and then I don't know how to say this letter, I'll show it to you. Appearing twice in the name, I'm gonna try and pronounce this letter. I guess it's the double L, and it's pronounced by placing the side of the tongue against the molars. Like, chacheni? I'm like forcing air around like the side of my tongue against the chacheni. It's not e. Or if it's voiced, maybe it could be hia, hieni. Hia, yeni. He. So fucking cool.
That's so epic, dude.
Oh man.
I can't do vocab.
I've heard
told like put your tongue in a part of your mouth and blow air out. Like I never can figure it out.
Can you roll your R's? Like Spanish?
Like no, I can't. Not on command.
I can't do it at all. I've never been able to. Have you It's Ben from the future here. I must come clean. I made an error. It was my fault in multiple levels. It was a multi-tiered cascade of failures on my part. Failure 1. I left Game Maker Studio running in the background. It had all these, for some reason, sometimes it just takes up lots and lots and lots of space. It starts all these like secondary applications underneath it, and it just takes up so much processing power, memory, whatever. My recording ran out of memory, and the last like 10 minutes of the episode were all garbled, didn't record for me. Second of all, didn't use Craig. Always supposed to have it running, but I didn't have it running this time. I just fuck it. Although it might not have worked anyway, because then I tried to get it running after I realized that my recording had stopped, and it like just wouldn't work for some reason. It usually works. I use the command and it joins. It just didn't join. It just wasn't listening to me this time. So I lost a few minutes at the end. Sorry. We were joking around. We made some goofs. The joke was like, haha, and it's not even a joke, it's just true. Joking about how, haha, I'm gonna make oblique reference to all the things that we mentioned in this. I'm gonna talk about knife. I'm gonna talk about knife and knithings. And call people that, and call people gay wizards on the in the main episodes, and then not explain what I mean, and just say, oh, well, you have to watch the bonus episodes for that. So if you are watching this, you are in on it preemptively, and you can be smug in the comments about it. I hope we didn't. I'm not exactly sure where we cut off, so let me just quickly say, we said at the very end, if you enjoy, or if you have fun facts of your own, post them, not on this video. Post them on the main episode, so people will wonder, what are you fucking talking about? No comments on this one. No one will see them here on the bonus episode. Post them on a main episode, and wait, I had one. Okay, pausing the recording while I think of what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, post your own fun facts. Post your fun facts that you find. If you find any fun facts lately, you think you can compete with the funness of our facts, post them not down below. Not down below. Post them on a main episode. And whatever. Okay. We had a big fucking awkward goodbye, but it's gone. I'm sorry. Gibbs audio still exists. Eleazar, splice Gibbs audio into a conversation between her and herself. That probably won't work. Alright, sorry, apologize about that. Whoops. But it was only like 10 minutes. So anyway, thank you for listening. Thanks for pledging. Look forward to more. Let us know what else you'd like us to do a bonus episode on. If you've got any suggestions, we appreciate it. And thank you, and peace be with you.